Oh my God. I don't think I'm going to survive being a streamer if this is what it takes to debunk YouTube Gonzalo Lira videos. Okay. On this video right here, U.S. citizen claimed torture before dying in Ukraine. Gonzalo Lira, guys, Gonzalo Lira didn't die out of torture. The guy had a heart condition. He had a heart condition, and on top of that, the whole year 2022 to 2023, the guy was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Watch closely what happens when a cigarette enters the body. With every inhale, smoke travels deep into the lungs, carrying nicotine, tar, and toxic chemicals. Inside the airways, these particles stick to delicate lung tissue, reducing oxygen flow. Microscopic toxins quickly pass into the bloodstream, spreading throughout the body. The heart works harder, blood vessels tighten, and oxygen delivery drops. In the brain, nicotine triggers short bursts of stimulation, slowly building dependence. Over time, organs lose their natural glow, energy levels fall, and cells become stressed. What feels small on the outside creates serious damage on the inside.
If you do research to find out what does smoking does to your heart, you will find out that if you have a heart condition, if you smoke, you're getting closer to death.
Think one cigarette a day is harmless? Think again. Just one cigarette daily increases your risk of heart disease by almost 50%. That's nearly the same as someone who smokes a full pack. Even light smoking causes artery damage, DNA mutations, and raises your cancer risk. There's no such thing as a safe amount. In fact, smoking one cigarette can cut 11 minutes off your life. Every single time.
And a lot of channels, a lot of videos that paint Gonzalo Lira as a martyr, they never bother to mention that fact. That Gonzalo Lira had a heart condition, and on top of that, for the full year, the first full year of the war, he was smoking one pack of cigarettes a day. And not only that, check this out. On April of 2023, he got these. Hold on. He got these ones right here. Look at that. I'm loving these fat guys. I'm at one a day. Break out a fresh one in the morning with my coffee. Then it's off as the day winds down and the pack is running low. The perfect way to peace myself.
Can you imagine smoking 2 packs a day? That's around 40 cigarettes daily. Let's see what happens to your body if you do this. Part 1. Lungs destroyed. 40 cigarettes a day kill millions of lung cells. Within a few years, your lungs face a huge risk of cancer. Part 2. Heart and blood system red heart. Your heart suffers immense pressure. Heart attacks, strokes, and blood circulation problems skyrocket. Part 3. Brain and nervous system brain. Nicotine gives a short boost, but lack of oxygen damages the brain, leading to memory loss, poor focus, and insomnia. Part 4. Internal organs poison warning. Liver and kidneys filter toxic nicotine and tar every day. After 5 to 10 years, their functions break down severely. Part 5. Appearance and life expectancy bust in silhouette. Your face ages faster. Teeth turn yellow. Breath stinks. Worst of all, this habit cuts 10 to 15 years off your life. 2 packs a day equals slowly writing your own death sentence. Every cigarette steals minutes of your life.
Oh my God! Right there! The guy was smoking 40 cigarette packs in his last days as a free man with a heart condition. If you're gonna tell me that this guy was tortured to death, that torture must have lasted like maybe 30 minutes because his heart wouldn't be able to put up with some solid waterboarding or whatever they use over there in Ukraine and Russia to torture people. No! The first day when he claims that he was being tortured, and then he filmed that video claiming that he was going to try to escape to Hungary. If he would have been tortured, if those allegations that he made were true, he would have died the first time in prison. That's one thing that blows my mind, that people don't get that simple fact.
Now, the Gateway pundit tried to get emails between Victoria Nuland and U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Bridget Brink. They filed an FOIA request on January 15th, 4 days after his death. In the emails, they said that Gonzalo Lira is a U.S. citizen and outspoken pro-Putin blogger, previously arrested in Ukraine on charges related to wartime propaganda. Mr. Lira is very popular among certain niche populations, they wrote, and our public inbox is full of his followers. We do not engage or respond, they said. After his arraignment, the Ukrainian government released him on bail without an ankle monitor and gave him back both his motorcycle and passport. He's been a bit of a headache to the Ukrainian government, so we suspect they're hoping he'll quietly disappear from the country. Then he had a hearing. After he was rearrested, he had a hearing. After the hearing on August 23rd, the embassy noted that Lira's lawyer, quote, did not notice any visible signs of physical abuse from his latest detention. He requested that the U.S. embassy re-engage with local authorities regarding Mr. Lira's case. Then on December 6th, so now we fast forward, and on December 6th, an email from the U.S. Embassy Kiev ahead of Lira's December 21st hearing reads, quote, on December 6th, Kiev ACS had an hour-long virtual visit with U.S. Chilean dual citizen Gonzalo Lira. The embassy wrote, noting that Mr. Lira was agitated and uncooperative throughout the conversation, often berating and threatening ACS. He spoke about his chronic heart issues and requested that the embassy assist in getting him access to his personal email. Mr. Lira explained that representatives of Tucker Carlson had attempted to contact him and his family for interviews. He demanded that the embassy assist with scheduling. ACS offered to relay a request for more frequent contact to his attorney, but we do not intend further action for his request to organize media interviews. Allegations against the U.S. government, Mr. Lira accused the U.S. government of 1, conspiring with the Ukrainian government to allow him to die in prison, 2, hindering progress in his criminal case, 3, obstructing his access to the Chilean embassy, and 4, failing to advocate for his release due to discrimination. Kiev ACS rejects these allegations. Threats to U.S. government officials. They say Mr. Lira claimed that he had provided the names of Kiev ACS officers to third parties who have doxed these officials. Throughout the conversation, he made threats against numerous other U.S. government officials in the administration and the State Department, including unspecified harm as well as litigation for unspecified claims. Prosecution, Mr. Lira accused the Ukrainian government of prosecutorial misconduct. He believes the court-appointed translator to be incompetent and unable to capture the nuances of his allegedly seditious statements. ACS assured Mr. Lira that we will raise these issues with his attorney. As Lira responded with increasing anger and fear for his life, the U.S. Embassy appears to have done nothing to intervene on his behalf, instead responding haughtily and defensively. They wrote, this visit does not sound, the person responded to this email where they're saying, he had threats to U.S. government officials and there was, all these, and Tucker Carlson's trying to get a hold of him. And then the person responded saying, this was a U.S. Embassy person said, this visit does not sound pleasant. And I don't think anyone deserves to hear this garbage. Yes, garbage. An unnamed embassy official wrote in response on December 6th. Question, what were the exact nature of the threats? Justification, we of course want to provide consular services, but this should not come at the cost of being threatened and having colleagues' personal information out there. No need to answer now, no rush, said the same official later on in the day. That was December 6th. Gonzalo Lira was dead a month later. On January 8th, legislative assistant Justin Stebbins in Senator Ron Johnson's office wrote to the State Department and said, we have received numerous inquiries about Gonzalo Lira's case, a YouTuber arrested in Ukraine. Can you provide an update on his case? Apparently, his first hearing was on December 10th. As I'm sure you're aware, Lira has alleged he was tortured while detained in May and June and has been less than flattering about state support. I am aware of the limitations regarding what state can do for an arrested citizen abroad, and I've conveyed this, but it would be very helpful to have an account of the facts and status of the case according to the state. And in a follow-up email, Stebbins wrote, quote, I'm primarily concerned with the state's assessment of Lira's claims of being beaten and tortured while detained in May and June. So Gonzalo Lira, by that time, January 8th, by the time the legislative assistant Justin Stebbins writes to the State Department Gonzalo Lira was essentially on his deathbed, already in the ICU. He was already suffering, and he's already in really grave condition. Says that Gonzalo Lira Sr., who'd been on the show a couple of times, kept writing to the U.S. Embassy every single day, begging for them to save his son's life, right up until January 11th, the day Gonzalo Lira died. Says, "Hi, team. Mr. Lira's father is now emailing us every day with the same information. Let's talk today about how we want to respond to these." The American Citizen Services Unit of the U.S. Embassy in Kiev wrote that. Like, he's writing us every single day. And he keeps saying, "My son has been in the hospital in critical health condition. Have you visited him to ensure he's receiving proper medical treatment? Will you report to me, or will this be another unanswered letter?" So his dad was getting no response from the State Department. On January 4th, the U.S. Embassy in Kiev wrote that, quote, "We will submit to Consular Affairs Overseas Citizen Services to approve Post's request to request humanitarian release for U.S. citizen Gonzalo Lira." So January 4th, he was arrested originally May 1st. Then he was released in July, rearrested August 1st. And now finally, January 4th, they're saying, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and request humanitarian release for U.S. citizen Gonzalo Lira. Attached was a diplomatic note requesting humanitarian release for Gonzalo Angel Lira. It was marked approved by Deputy Assistant Secretary for Overseas Citizen Services, Angela Kerwin, in the Bureau of Consular Affairs of the U.S. State Department in Washington, D.C. He started getting extremely sick in November. He started getting worse and worse and worse, and worse and worse. And by January, he was in the ICU, unable to really speak. The consular section at Embassy Kiev was notified this morning that U.S. citizen Gonzalo Lira passed away late in the evening of January 11th in a Kharkiv hospital. He was admitted to the hospital ICU on January 4th and was receiving treatment for chronic heart disease and pneumonia. An autopsy is being performed, after which we hope to learn the exact cause of death. There was an email that was sent from this is the email that they wrote saying, "What do we do?" And they basically give a timeline, and they say that Friday, November 24th, ACS received an after-hours call from Mr. Lira's attorney that Mr. Lira was having respiratory problems. November 27th, ACS submits a written request to the Kharkiv Pretrial Detention Center requesting a virtual visit. December 6th, ACS speaks with Mr. Lira and his attorney. Mr. Lira raised issues regarding health, including respiratory illness and infection. ACS agrees to raise his health issues with the detention center. December 7th, ACS requests permission to attend Mr. Lira's December 12th hearing by video conference. December 11th, ACS speaks with Mr. Lira's counsel, who indicated that he visits Mr. Lira every 10 to 14 days to provide food and over-the-counter medications. Counsel further indicated that he was in communication with Mr. Lira's father and sister. Mr. Lira was to undergo a further health examination the same day. December 12th, ACS tries to CISO an update on Mr. Lira's health. The warden of CISO was unavailable due to ongoing Kyivstar outage issues. ACS talks with Mr. Lira before his criminal hearing. He was alert and communicative. He raised concerns of distended abdomen, swollen legs, trouble sleeping. He acknowledged that he received treatment for his illness and saw medical professionals. Mr. Lira confirmed that he has regular access and communication with his attorney, through whom he was successfully communicated with family, press, and other contacts. ACS agreed to continue raising his health issues with CISO. December 15th, ACS requests permission to attend Mr. Lira's court hearing virtually on December 22nd. December 18th, Mr. Lira is transferred from his cell to a center's medical unit. So he's finally going to a medical unit, December 18th. So it's like 3 weeks after he first started having problems. ACS was not informed of the transfer at the time. December 19th, ACS sends a request to CISO Medical Unit for more information on Mr. Lira's health. December 20th, the embassy sends diplomatic note requesting clarification on the procedures of how to receive timely information regarding U.S. citizens detained or incarcerated in Ukraine. December 22nd, ACS attends Mr. Lira's court hearing virtually. He does not attend the hearing in person, but rather virtually from the health unit. Mr. Lira was alert, participated actively in the proceedings. Mr. Lira, through his attorney, complained of swelling in his lower extremities, abdomen, and groin, as well as a heart arrhythmia. The CISO doctor indicated to the court that Mr. Lira was suffering from double pneumonia and was receiving adequate medical care, specialist supervision, and treatment. The doctor further stated that Mr. Lira did not require hospitalization, that the CISO Medical Center could provide necessary and sufficient treatment, and that Mr. Lira would be well enough to attend the next hearing in person. So they essentially took him from his cell to the medical unit at the prison, and they didn't put him in a hospital still at this point. December 26, CISO acknowledges that they have outstanding requests for information on Mr. Lira's health. CISO notes ongoing issues with the Kyivstar outage and staff shortages. So they're like, we can't communicate with you. Sorry, our system's down. December 29th, ACS receives a response from CISO clarifying rights and procedures on how a detainee may request and receive outside medical care. CISO cites Ukrainian privacy laws that it cannot release health information without Mr. Lira's consent. January 3rd, ACS requests permission from Kharkiv court to attend his upcoming January 8th criminal hearing by video conference. ACS requests clarification from the CISO medical unit on how Mr. Lira can provide consent for the embassy to receive further updates on his private health information. January 4th, ACS learns that Mr. Lira has been taken to the Kharkiv Emergency Hospital. ACS calls the hospital, which refuses to provide information or even confirmation that Mr. Lira has been admitted. ACS sends written requests to hospital for information on Mr. Lira's health. ACS drafts a consent to release private information, which Mr. Lira signs with his counsel. Friday, January 5th, ACS starts daily calls with the medical director of Mr. Lira's hospital. He is in serious condition and was admitted to the intensive care unit. The presiding doctor indicated that Mr. Lira may have previously had a heart attack. She could not offer a diagnosis or prognosis on his condition or future treatment plan. In further written response, the hospital informed ACS that the doctors were still running tests and did not have sufficient information for a diagnosis and continuing treatment because he got there too late. January 8th, ACS speaks with Mr. Lira's doctor. His condition was still serious. Doctors were still running tests, did not have conclusive information for diagnosis and continuing treatment. January 9th, ACS learns that Mr. Lira's condition continues to be serious. The hospital medical director does not object to a virtual visit with Mr. Lira, but she defers to CISO on granting permission to conduct the visit. January 10th, ACS receives a log of medical treatment from August 7th through January 4th from the Healthcare Center of the State Criminal Enforcement Service of Ukraine. It offers factual recitation, but no prognosis. ACS sends a letter to the Kharkiv court requesting a video conference with Mr. Lira at the earliest opportunity. The court was initially reluctant because the presiding judge was on leave through January 18th. Upon ACS's insistence, the court was persuaded that Mr. Lira's health presented an urgent matter and authorized the visit with concurrent notification to the MFA, CISO, and the hospital. ACS receives a separate update from the hospital that his situation remains serious. January 11th, the embassy sends diplomatic note 19 to the Ukraine Ministry of Foreign Affairs to draw their attention to Mr. Lira's condition. ACS receives an update from the hospital that his situation remains serious. ACS received notification from Kharkiv courts authorizing an ACS visit with Mr. Lira via video conference on either January 11th or 12th. At 3 o'clock p.m., ACS speaks with Mr. Lira via video conference for 45 minutes. He appears unwell but awake. He is short of breath and at times incoherent, and he suspects that he may be over-medicated. ACS asks him for any requests, and he indicates that, one, he wanted ACS to tell his attorney that his kidney stones are a result of prior magnesium and potassium supplements, and two, he would like doctors to answer his questions on at least what time and date it is when he asks. January 12th, ACS receives notification from Mr. Lira's physician that he passed away.
My God. But okay. So yes, as I mentioned, this guy was not tortured. He died because he was stupid. He had a heart condition and smoked 1 pack of cigarettes a day. Now, the one thing that I want to debunk about this video right here, the U.S. Citizen claimed torture before dying in Ukraine, Gonzalo Lira. The only one thing that I want to talk about is back here, right here. Oh my God. Listen to what this guy says. Hold on. Let me see.
It also outlines other journalists suffering from harassment, and even more terrifyingly, different politicians within Ukraine suffering detention and being jailed for supposed pro-Russian activities. So in conclusion, guys, Thank you for watching this. Sequestro, as I believe how you pronounce this film, was one of the films that Gonzalo Lira was involved in making.
My God, my dude, what the fuck? See, this is why I didn't even bother to watch this video, the whole from the beginning, because everything that he was saying was completely wrong. Gonzalo Lira was not tortured in jail. If he got into some problems with other convicts, that's on him, because he went in with a heavy smoking addiction and with no money to buy cigarettes. By the way, you cannot buy cigarettes inside of the Ukrainian prisons. That is a fact. But so this guy in this video right here, 100% everything that he said was wrong. And this right here is how I can tell you that this guy also very lazy research, because that is not the poster of the movie Gonzalo Lira made. My God, look at this. Look at this, what it says right there. For a moment. You see right there on the bottom, it says Verano 2016. Verano is Spanish for summer. Summer 2016. Now, if you take a look at the poster, you take a look at so down here it says Verano 2016, Summer 2016. Yes, this movie is called Sequestro, but you don't see Gonzalo Lira's name anywhere here. Nowhere. Right? Now, let me show you the real Gonzalo Lira movie that he directed. This is the movie, Sequestro. If we were able to zoom in, you will see Gonzalo Lira everywhere, his name everywhere. And guess what? This movie was released on April 2017. You see right there the year 2005. 2005. What does the other movie says? Verano 2016. This movie was Gonzalo Lira's movie was released on April 2005. So how are you going to believe these guys' claims that Gonzalo Lira was tortured when he cannot even get the movie poster right? Yeah. Every time I watch this type of videos, this type of lazy research, poorly researched videos, it makes me want to jump out of the window. I don't do it because I'm on a ground level house, so it wouldn't hurt me. It wouldn't kill me if I jump out of the window, but it makes me want to off myself because the stuff is just absurd. People don't do their work when they put up these videos. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm crashing out. I apologize. My God. You see, it's good that I'm doing this right now because I can pace myself and I can stop myself from crashing like this. I can just, just say, you know what, take it easy. This is not how people stream. At least I don't know if this is how people stream. But anyway, this is all I wanted to talk about this video in particular. Fortunately, this video didn't have that many views, only 113 views. But as you can notice, the reason why this video didn't get that many views, in my opinion, is because he did the same mistake that I did on my first videos. The same mistake that I made in a lot of my videos, where he puts videos and lets them run without him talking about them or commenting on any of them. He just plays the videos, and that's what I used to do. And I believe that's why a lot of my videos didn't have a lot of views, because people will get tired of just watching a video that they didn't click on watching, right? They wanted to hear opinions, they wanted to hear information. But yeah, I believe that's the reason why this video didn't get that many views. but it's shameful the poor research that this guy made. Oh my God, he couldn't even get the poster right. But oh well, oh well. So yeah, that was it pretty much. Let me see. Hold on. Let me read the. Okay. He chain smoked like he wanted to die. Yeah, pretty much. You got that right, 100%. The guy, what the? He was just, how you gonna smoke a pack of cigarettes when you know you have a heart condition? It's beyond stupid. That doesn't make sense. So thanks again for watching. This was a good experience. My first time streaming, and yeah. Thanks again for your patience. Have a good evening and take care. Bye bye for now.